Assembly Basics. I've gone ahead and opened our 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. SOLIDWORKS is pretty good at handling having many files open. When I begin an assembly, I often start with the most important part. That was our base plate. And then I'll add the subsequent larger parts down to the small bits of hardware. So to begin an assembly, File, New, and I'll accept the assembly template for inches. And because I have open documents, it will ask me which one I want to have in my assembly. If need be, you can browse and find the appropriate file that you need. I will select part 001, and for the first part, always click the green check mark OK. And that fixes the first part with the right plane, top plane, and front plane with the right plane, top plane, and front plane of your part. So it is centered in SOLIDWORKS space. To add the next part, I will go to Insert Components, part number 2. And it's just kind of hanging on to my cursor, so I can place it anywhere. And I can press the middle mouse button. And paperclip. The paperclip allows us to attach mates. So I can say, make coincident this surface and this surface. And it's just like I'm assembling them if I had the physical parts on my desk. The small dialog box is just a repeat of the standard mates you see here. Green check mark to accept. And I can make this hole concentric to this. Looks pretty good. I just need to make sure that this is parallel and locked down. This surface has draft, but I can select that edge and this, make them parallel. When I accept that, it's fully defined and there's no minus sign, and I cannot grab and drag the part. I can do that again. Insert Components, part number 3. There's my bracket. And I know that mate, this surface under here will mate to that. Looks good. And the bracket is backwards, and I could say concentric this hole to this one. And I could say parallel, perhaps this surface and this surface. And if I reverse it, it will turn around. And you can also note that, drag down here to look at the mates. Do I want that mate to appear on the same side? See the 2 blue highlighted surface, or on opposite sides? I can accept that, and I can insert my washer. And this being a cylindrical part, circular part, I don't really care. I'm not concerned about if it's, there's no feature creating it left, right, up, and down. It's just 2 mates, essentially. Make concentric this hole to this one. and make coincident that surface to that surface. And I need another one down here. I can just right click and I could copy with mates. Well, I can repeat the coincident, the two flat surfaces, and just add the additional concentric, and it will repeat. I can hold the control key and just drag parts out, existing parts within the assembly. And this one, I right click, mate, sorry, and I say coincident that surface to here. Looks good. And concentric. Two holes. And I could repeat with mates, copy with mates. Coincident is good. And just add the other circle. Finally, I can add in. I've called it a pin, but it's also representative of a fastener mate. That cylindrical surface to that cylindrical surface looks good. And I could say the underside of that to there looks good. Right click and copy with mates. Coincidence is good. This one appears upside down. Well, I can flip that. There we have that placed. We need to add another screw, and because it's at a different level and on a different surface, I cannot use the copy with mates, so I'll just have to go ahead and mate that cylindrical surface to this one, there to there, and now I can copy. It's upside down, so flip it. And I could gather up the miscellaneous items like all these bits of hardware, and I could right click, create new folder, hardware. And I could drag and drop those items in there. So it kind of tidies up your assembly between large fabricated parts and the smaller bits of hardware. We will save this as bracket assembly. SOLIDWORKS is only telling us that things have not been rebuilt and numbers have not been crunched. Yes, we want to rebuild before saving. Save that to the appropriate folder. And we'll call this part 10, 0010. Bracket assembly. And save.